Welcome everyone once again in this conversation on the sacred scripture. And as we move today, first of all, for everyone, I mean to say that we should live our life to the fullest. And before starting any sort of work, like now, I'm in the job of saying something. I mean, saying something about the scripture that I feel is worthwhile for everyone. And the same way that you people, whoever are hearing me, listening to me, should sit there with a feeling that from now onwards, for 30 minutes of this episode, I'll put my entire self on listening and trying to accumulate those listen words into my life. And when would those words become helpful to you? The first thing about it, the first process is listening something carefully. And when do you do so? When you're fully attentive to some work. Whenever you do any work, before starting any sort of work, first set up yourself. Like whenever we use some sort of instrument, we always check it before using it. Anyone on this earth, before starting any kind of work, first he checks up on the equipment or any sort of thing that is gonna help him do that work. And here, while studying and listening and understanding the scripture, your body, yourself, your feelings, your emotions help you to discern the real meaning of the scripture or whatever I am saying to you. Because any simple word, any simple sentence, any one sentence can yield different meaning to different types of people regarding on what the state of mind they have. So every person understands a certain type of knowledge in his own way, the state where he is standing right now. So you be in your best position, best state, so that you understand everything the real way you need to be. You need to understand. And so we start our conversation today. And as I was saying yesterday, as I was discussing in my previous conversation, that the behavior, and on this earth, the real form, the base of everyone's life is relationship. Whatever work you do is some way related to your feelings, to your emotions, to your life. Like, it's not only relations with people, it's relation with your work. Some student is studying his book. He has nourished a relationship with that book. And understanding that relationship, when he studies that book, he gains the knowledge. And the better the relationship of that boy is with that book, he'll get the better knowledge. That's why we see some people do good jobs in schools in academic years and some not. Some fail to do it. The root of all those things is relationship. And equally, it happens with people. When we understand our relationship, when we have the knowledge of how our relationship with everyone should be, then we become attentive. We become vigilant to not hurt it anyway. And if you are doing some work and you are not doing it properly, it means that you are breaking your relationship with that work. And that will hurt you ultimately. Because if you're not following that order, that relationship, the ultimate person that's gonna hurt by that work is you. So always make your mind that a relationship not only occurs with people, it occurs in your daily life, in whatever work you are doing, whatever play you are playing in your life. Everything is a relationship. And while talking about it, yes, in my previous conversation, I was talking about that the main form to express our relationship, I mean worldly relationship, is our behavior. How are we behaving with people, and not only people, but all the creatures that are present on this earth? And when we generate this feeling that everything is related to us and everything is helping us the way it needs to be, trees are helping us the way they needed to be, river water is helping us, oceans, seas, the entire continent, planet is helping us the way it was needed to be. And now the question comes upon us, are we paying them off the service they are paying to us, that they are serving us all the time, 24/7, in the 365 days of the year, all the time, every moment, every part of this nature is serving us one way or other. And now when the question is applied on us, would we be able to say that yes, I am giving off, my actions towards this nature are reciprocating themselves. I mean, I'm reciprocating my actions the way this nature is treating us, the way this Mother Nature is raising me. And when this question is asked somewhere we fail to answer it properly, because somewhere in our lives we are not paying attention to the creatures, to this planet, towards this planet, towards the welfare of this nature. And if it is so, that means we are not devoted in our relationships well. So this is the thing. I mean, we as human beings, we as the creations of God, we should always be attentive towards nourishing and maintaining our relationships with every part of this nature. And as I was talking about it, the main form of relationship is the main part, the main sign of a good relationship is how our behavior is, how fertile our relationship is with different things on this earth. I mean, people, trees, plants, every part that we see around us. So when our nature and when our relationships are better, are in a better state with different parts, different components of this nature, then we should understand that we are leading the life in a true manner. And the one form, the most extensive, the most exhaustive part of relationship is behavior. How we are maintaining our behavior with different components of this nature. And when we say about behavior, largely talking about behavior, one part of behavior is the most essential part of our life, and that is voice. How are we using our voices in front of people? How are we, what type of words are we using in front of people? To maintain our relationships or to hurt our relationships. We do both the things. Our behaviors, our voices can connect millions of people, and at the same time, our one word can break every person, every related person that is with us now, and next moment, our one voice can separate them all together. So the main part of behavior is your voice. And that's why it is said that all voices are not equal. The voice of a backbiter doesn't have the weight as the voice of a person having a truthful life possesses. Like, all types of voices are not equal. I mean, when we say, we could see this in this environment. Some people are so much coax you to do something. They are, with their enticing words, they always present jelly type words in front of you about their friendships, about their friendship with you, about their relationship with you, about their truthfulness for you, about their trust that you should hold in them. But when the time comes, when the real time comes, they fade away. They go away, they breathe away somewhere else and leave you alone in your own circumstances. So that voice doesn't have weight. And a person who is concerned about nature, who has understood the solitude, the peace, who is in a peaceful condition in his heart, can understand, can distinguish between the voices of a good person and the voices of a gold digger, of a backbiter. So, and a truthful person, the person who in a real sense is your friend, will always talk positively for you. Doesn't matter whether you like his voice or not. He'll always speak truth, true words that are always helpful, that would always be helpful for you. So maintaining relationships with people also will maintain to understand that we are not coaxed by anyone. We don't fall into enticements and just fly away straight towards any person. First, you test someone, and after you have tested someone and he has passed that exam, then follow your relationships with heart. That's why I always say that before beginning any work, you should think about it from your head, by your intellectual conscience. Okay? That whether I'd be able to do this work or not, whether is this relationship gonna end or not, whether would I be able to maintain the relationship with some person, with mentioned person or not. And once you have tested it and you have passed that person or relationship or work, then never apply your intellectual conscience. Then start applying your emotional conscience. Start pouring your emotion to that work. Start pouring your emotion to that relationship. Start pouring your emotion in that person and that being. And that's how your work, your life, your relationship with people will always go flourishing and flourishing. You'll never feel yourself alone. Because a person only feels alone when there is nothing to do for himself in his life. Opposing to it, a person who is always indulged in good works, the work never leaves him. Okay? So if you're always indulged in good works, that work will not leave you, because you feel yourself responsible to do that work in the best way possible. And to do anything in the best sense, you are required to pour your time, your effort, your hard work, your labor, your endeavor in that work. And to do so, you need to devote a minimum 16 hours of your day in that work. And if your 16 hours of day are indulged in some works, including 6 or 7 hours of sleeping, then the rest, minimal amount of time is left to do anything else. Okay? You'd feel short of time, let alone getting distressed, disoriented, or desolated, or dejected, or depressed. So you cannot move away from that work and just think of yourself that I'm alone, I am void of any work, my life is worthless. So this relationship helps you in every part of your life. When your relationship with your work is better, when your relationship with people is in a better sense, then you'll never feel yourself alone. Because you'd always try to devote your life, your time in the best way to make that relationship better. Always better. Always to improve that work. Always to improve that relationship with a person. And you'll always work for that. And you'll never be in a state of dilapidation. I mean emotional dilapidation, and you'll always feel completed, and you'll always be in a state of contentment. This is the way to live a great life that these great people lived. And as we see in the scripture here, that Sri Rama has got the whereabouts of Sita, where she is, and now this is just a blueprint of what is going to happen in the scripture. Okay, so as I was telling you in my previous conversations, so here today we see that Sri Rama has got the whereabouts of Sita, and now he has gone in a kingdom. He went in the kingdom of Ravana, had a war with him, and after defeating his army and killing Ravana, he just everything gets well, and he is again reunited with Sita. And after the war is over, what happens then is described in some of the verses, which say that even the godly powers describe Sri Rama as Mahatmana. Sadeva Shiganam Tushtam Raghavasya Mahatmana. So all the godly powers, all the gods of the universe denote, appreciate Sri Rama as Mahatmana. From here we could discern that Sri Rama has created a massacre. In someone's vision, it might be watching all the gory footage in his mind of the war. This macabre process, everything grisly is out there. Wars bring devastation. Whenever there is war between any country, any person, any house, whenever there is war can never bring happiness to either side. War only brings devastation. That's why people say that grace is above judgment, and forgiving anyone is above judgment. Mercy and clemency is above any judgment. Why are these words said all the day, every time? Because judgment is sort of a war. It imposes your feelings, your emotions on someone. But peace and forgiving anyone, your mercy, your clemency, your good-heartedness, always soothes everyone, always calms the fidgeting heart of everyone. But here we could see that war is the last option that should be taken. And while reading the scripture, we see that at various places Sri Rama tried to evade this war, tried to circumvent this war. But Ravana was adamant about his power, about whatever he did, about his decision. So the last option had to be taken, and Sri Rama took it, and he destroyed entire cult, entire legacy of Ravana, and killed him in the war. And here, watching all those grisly scenes in our minds, some person could see that Sri Rama, some person could state that Sri Rama has created so much massacre. How could he be stated as Mahatmana, as a great person by God? Because he has killed so many people, and he has taken away the lives of so many people. He has orphaned so many children. He has widowed so many women. And how could he be called a great person? So the answer is, here lies the answer. As Sri Krishna narrates to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Yuddhasva Vigatachuraha. Like, you carry out wars without any sort of ill feeling in yourself, without holding any grudges for anyone. And when you do your job, when you move forward in this society, in this community, in this world, with this mind state, No work, whether it is good or bad in the eyes of people, no work will ever yield its badness on you. And Sri Rama did the same thing to promote goodness, to promote divine powers, to promote divinity over evil. He has fought this war, and that's why he has a feeling in his heart that whatever I am doing is only to raise good powers in this nature, only to elevate goodness in this nature and devastate and plummet the evil powers and evil people, whoever are incorporated with this kind of feeling. So with this feeling in mind, Rama fought this war, and he was called Mahatma, a great person by the gods. So here we could see that Sri Rama has now killed the demon, and now he is called a great person by gods. And everything is generated by our thoughts. If we do some good work with bad thought, bad feeling, low feeling, then whatever good work we are doing, it not yield the proper amount of fruit to us in our life. Everything that matters is how our feeling is while doing any sort of work. A person is a pilot of an aircraft with a low feeling. If he is imbued with some low feeling, he would feel himself that I am just a mere driver of this craft. What I am doing in my life, I'm just driving an equipment, and I'm just a mere driver. This is a low feeling of a person who is a pilot, by the way, which is regarded a very good job in this era. But with a low feeling, he could feel himself that I'm just a mere driver. And a person who is riding a bus can feel, who has a greater feeling in his heart, can feel that through this work, I am raising my family. I'm raising the lives of my children. I'm getting them the proper education. So my work, wherever I am, I'm driving a truck or I'm driving a bus, this work is my worship, and I have to do it because through this work, I'm able to raise 5 or 6 people in my house. And with this great feeling, his word becomes worship for him. So everything in this nature is run by our thought processes. When our thought processes are good, our work becomes worship. And that worship, when our work is in a state of worship, that work brings salvation in our lives. Salvation is nothing but the happiness of every day. You will enjoy salvation right here, right now, if you are happy right now. And how the happiness comes? When you do every work in a proper manner, and you feel contentment doing your work. This is the real form of happiness. If you're not feeling contentment with your work, if your heart is not accepting whatever you do, then it can never enjoy salvation in his life, let alone what happens after death. So to gain heaven, every person wants heaven, but the real heaven is enjoying the fruit, enjoying the life of heaven right now, right at this moment. And what is it? Do the work that you like, and with one suggestion that work should be good work. And otherwise, some people would think that I am a thief. I do a work of stealing things, robbing things from people, and I feel contentment in myself. No, that work will never give you heaven. Instead, it will give you hell out of every work. So every good work, whatever good work is there in this nature, and you do it with complete heartfulness, you'll gain contentment from that work, and that contentment will give you salvation, emancipation, and uplift your life. And with your life, the lives of many people connected with you will be uplifted eventually. So today we end our conversation here, and with carry out our conversation, rest of our conversation in the next class. So you'll be a happy person, and always follow the dream of your life and pour yourself in that, because that's the thing that is the sole thing that is necessary to make you a happy person, and that's what all matters, how much happy you are right at this moment. Thank you.